Right, let's see. Hopefully we're live. Just trying to get the chat up. Right, I've got a chat. Andy's here. You was first, yeah. Claw. 8WT. I don't know if I can make this chat bigger because I can't read it from there. 1 second. Chris. I could do with a bigger chat. Okay, I might just have to manage with it like that. I'll have to squint a bit. You rejoined on the old schedule stream. Is that a bad thing or not? Do I start a new stream? TH Vulcan. Yeah, I think I just started the stream on the existing one. I've installed Streamlabs though, so I can try and dual stream, but I haven't set it up yet. Oh, your old chat's here. Hi, iSquish. Right, we're back on this board again that I need to solder. Okay, before we do that, I want to set up my hot air station a bit better. Let me just bring the camera in up there. I could do with a hand just dialing in the settings here from what I should use. So, on my hot air station, full speed, full temp. Well, let me just show you this. On the handle here, I've got the different channel modes on here. So the channels that are there, 1 to 4, I can just select them on the handle and as a preset, and I can also turn it around and press there to go on to cold air. So ideally, I want to set these up so I don't have to keep reaching over there and changing the settings. So my idea is channel one on there, to have that as like the main temperature and airflow that I'm going to use the most, and then, you know, maybe if I need to knock it down a bit, then I can go down on the channels. So I don't know what everyone suggests that I should use as my main temperature for channel 1. 440. So the air station here goes from 500 temperature and 200 airflow. Hi, MacGyver. So we can go, at the moment I've got 450 and 50, so that's 25% airflow on channel 1. That's what I've set it to. I have no idea with this station. Yeah, that's the problem. I could do with somebody else that's got the same one. So channel 2, I'm thinking about, should I drop it down from like maybe 450? We got here temperature. It's set really low at the moment. Oh, actually, the temperature goes up to 550 on this station. So should I go maybe 400 on there? 410. Sorry, this is a bit boring. I just want to get it set up right. So let's save that onto channel 2. Channel 1's 450. 50, and then it goes down to 400. What's DJ saying? 420 at 50% is just a base. Yeah, that's what I've got. It's just that if the components start blowing off because it's too hot, I don't know whether I just need to manage it better holding it, or if I should come down lower with the airflow. The community keeps it entertaining. Well, hopefully we'll crack on in a minute. We could just have one channel, like channel 4, set to the full out 550 to get things off quickly. Also, let me bring you back because I also had an idea as well. Because with the hot air station, I also got this extra handle that mounts on the side, but I don't use it because I've got this base thing over here. It came with two things, so I've got it mounted over here in this base. So I'm thinking that I could use this handle and mount it like down here, so when I'm coming off the edge of the table, the hot air will come up like that. But obviously I think it's got like a magnet or something in there to register it, because when you take it out, then the hot air station will start to come on. So I could probably take the magnet out and mount it down there. That's going to hold it quite securely. See what everyone's saying. MacGyver Tech. JFix looks like a nice setup. It's a nice setup, but I'll have no idea how to use it. Look at all those cotton buds. I was down to my last one today. I had to tell them to clean my ears and flux. Yeah, I've got plenty of cotton buds. There you go. I'll send some to you, DJ. Falcon, you could really do with a donor board to practice your temps and airflow. Then you'll get a real feel for the temp and speed. What Mr. Falcon said. Alright, so should we abandon working on this motherboard? Should I work on something else that we can sacrifice? Or should I continue on this? I'm easy. Right, let me just try and line things up. I've got some little bits and pieces that I can mess around with. I've been stripping things out of broken stuff, so I've got this little battery board, and that's got some chips on it, so maybe we can use that to have a little go at. Oh, the missus is here. Hi, darling. Up to you. If you want to keep the board, maybe practice them first. Send him some of your cotton buds. Angel Lol. Hi. Yeah, you have to have a mess with that. Come on then, let's have a go with that. Now, I had some technical difficulties because my capture card setup wasn't working. Switch over to the microscope. But I've got another HD capture card now, so hopefully you can see the microscope clearly enough on there. I've had a little mess with the lighting and the contrast, so I'm hoping it's a clearer image as well this time. So this was a board from a battery, like a battery charge board, and the battery's knackered, so I've kept this board here just to do some practicing on. So should we start with the little chip, like the BIOS type chip? Can't see the chat now. What are we cooking? We're just practicing. Right, let's go then. I'll see if I can remove this chip, clean up the pads, and then solder it. Let's try that. So 450 and 50 airflow. Let's see how we get on with that. Grab my tweezers. Tweezers. don't know what I've done. Oh, I've got some. I'll use these ones. Let's see how it does without the flux then first. So this is a practice at 450 and 50 airflow. I never use flux to desolder. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen other people, they don't use it as well. So that's how long it took to take that off. See, I'm thinking that's too long, because I've seen when people desolder chips, it usually just comes off in like a few seconds. Does that look good or not? Let me just try and increase the airflow and see what it does. So I'm going to set it, let's set it to the max airflow. Let's just have a play, just to get used to the station. So that's 200 now. Yeah, that came straight off. That's a lot quicker. I mean, removing components isn't really an issue. It's more for me putting them back on so they don't fly all over the place. Let's have a go at cleaning the pads up then. Looks like a good pull. Can you try the next chip with higher airflow and see? Well, I've already just done that. I think this chat's a bit delayed to what I see here. Now put them back on. Yeah, I will do. I'm just going to clean up the pads and have a go at doing it that way, just for practice. Okay, let's put a bit of flux on. We'll do this one first. And I've got that soldering tip that I used last time, which seemed to work quite well, to be honest. You watch, everything's going to go fine on this board, and when I go to do the next board, it's all going to go all over the place. Watch out for the higher airflow. Be sure to hang on to the part until the air has been removed from the area. I think that's the problem that I'm having. So I need to hold it on here until the solder's melted, and then come away with the airflow and keep holding. So let me try that. I'll just tin up the pads. So with a mechanic solder, right, here we go. Let's send it then. I've lost it already. Right, I think my problem is knowing when the solder is actually melted as well. Right, is that soldered? Oh, it's coming in a bit more. Right, I'll keep holding it. Oh, there we go, it's pinged off. Right, let's see what the chat's saying. Why not align it and tack a single corner? Okay, so you're saying doing it without the hot air, doing it with the solder iron, okay. Oh, Swindon. Hang on. Andy, you've just become a member. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Thanks, Andy. Now I'm going to have to become your member as well. I don't know if I am already, actually. Yeah, thanks a lot for that. DJ, could you do really low air and really high temperature to keep them from flying away? Is that the right side up? It doesn't matter, I didn't even check the orientation. I was just kind of practicing. Where is pin 1? That's why you joined, Swindon. Oh yeah, I have got a few emotes actually. Now you've got the bin. Nice bin. It's hard to keep up with the chat as well. Why don't you just use the soldering iron? Yeah, to be fair, it's not the soldering iron I'm having a problem with. It's the hot air station that I really need to practice on. Take the hot air to 65%, 390. Thanks, David. I'm going to try that. It's only a 99p, man. He wanted the bin emote. No, mine's like £50 a month. Good evening all. Oh, Kami, good evening. That will be enough, and then if you see the solder melt, you can let that tweezer. The IC is heavy enough. Be stand at the board. Paul Chambers, welcome mate. Always do one of those legs with a soldering iron. Chris F also became a follower. Thank you mate, I really appreciate that. Got 2 followers. Can't believe it. Thank you very much. Yeah, now you've got the bin as well. Oh no, Chris has a bin. He's going to use that. If anybody ever uses the bin, I'm going to have to remove that, aren't I? Right. Let me try to get this back on, because I've not done a good job. Thanks, Chris and Andy. What did they say? What did someone say? 390 degrees. At 65%. So I'll try that. I'm at 390 and the air, instead of 100, then I'll do about 120. Let's try that. So I'm just practicing here, I don't care which way pin 1 is. It's not something I'm going to use. I kept this specifically for practicing on. Can't even pick the thing up. I think it's also using a digital microscope. I just haven't got the depth perception. Okay, I'll try and tack one leg on, like people said. Oh yeah, that worked. Yeah, it's not coming off. Okay, let me put some flux and just see if that will reflow on its own then. I like that tip. Here we go. Now I don't know how much I need to keep moving it around, or if I can keep it kind of in one place. I'll nudge it. Push, hold, taking the air away, and let go. Let's put some alcohol on. I lost my other toothbrush. Let me just see if I can get it. Right, let me have a little check of the chat. Try this. Before taking the IC to the position, just try to preheat the board. Circle with the hot air gun around the zone. Only when you see the solder liquefy, then mount the IC. Yeah, I agree with that. Because if it's an IC, I don't want to overheat the IC as well. Oh no, binning the bin. And a preheater could help you. Okay. I mean, this board is tiny though. I mean, I don't know if I really need a preheater for something as small as that or not, but... Oh, hang on a minute. TH, welcome to JFix followers. Thank you, TH. I don't think I've seen you before. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. He will take the tools he have. It looks like pin 1 on the left IC on the bottom right, where the right IC is on the top right. Let's go. That's good. He must be... He must not buy the preheater. He has an air station and a soldering iron. Darryl McGee has become a follower. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I can't keep up with all these followers. I wasn't expecting everyone to become followers. Thank you. Take a little bit of flux. You use the air station. We're all the binmen, all working for the council. Also, when using the tweezers, it's very helpful to have the full hand and arm situated on the bench to have more stability and less shake. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I agree. Cool, great job. If you blast the air perpendicular to the plane of the board, even if one or none... I can hardly read, let me just take my phone. As long as there's solder, at least on one of those legs, it's going to anchor just fine. Don't shock the IC with the alcohol. Let a few seconds run and use the alcohol. Oh, BioGeek's here. Welcome, mate. Here's a tip. Re-tin your pads with leaded solder. Much easier to work with and less heat required to reflow. Yeah, I'm using this solder to tin the pads So that's the Mechanic HXT 100, and this is a leaded solder, I believe. That's the one that I'm using. I do want to get some of the Kester solder, but it's quite expensive at the moment, so I've not bought that yet. You don't need a preheater on those boards. Lastly, avoid using alcohol while it's boiling hot. You can thermally stress the IC and damage it. Leave it to cool on its own. Yep, got it. It's little bro, showing support for big bro. Preheater is not really needed. JFix has a brother. Right, okay, come on, let's crack on. Should I continue with this board? Because I wanted to try something smaller. What else have we got on here? We've got some little resistors and capacitors. I appreciate everybody's support. Should we try the big chip? I'm interested just to see if I can get that one off and back on. Right, let's go back with 450. I'm just going to increase the air slightly. Let's go 50% just to remove the chip. I want to get used to seeing when I can make out that the solder has solidified. I appreciate everyone's advice on this. It's hard to follow everybody. Everybody's saying something different. But we'll get there. We'll just keep practicing with what I've got. And it's already loose. It's quite hard to grip that IC. I do have a tool actually. Let's see if this works. Need to get it melted again. Not sure if it's melted. Okay, let's clean off those pads. See what chat's saying. Oh, I can't keep up with the messages. I need a bigger screen so I can read it. Claw has also become a follower. Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate that. We've got too many bin men in the team now. I'm going to get bins on everything. Yeah, try some of the caps and resistors now. Yeah, I'll do that. Can you manage QFN soldering? I can't manage any soldering. At that pitch will not be problems, but if you're sold a smaller pitch, then please be cool. Not shake your hands, be cool, it's practice. Yeah. You have to see at the motherboard how big the rail that you will solder. If the pad is a ground rail, yeah, the ground rail is going to suck up more heat. BOGeek's got another tip. Another tip, try to use the board holder clamp when the board is on the silicon. It will absorb a lot of the heat. Yeah, I don't know why I've not done that, because I've got the board. Yeah, I'll put it in the clamp in 1 second. YouTube mobile doesn't allow you to be a follower. That's okay, DJ, you don't need to be another bin man. Big IC like that needs holding on the ends. Yeah, I've realised that now. Also, prior to removing it, always add leaded solder to the pins before hitting with the hot air. Much quicker and safer to remove it. Yeah, this is just a donor board, so I'm not worried about damaging it, but definitely you need some wider tweezers. I've got different tweezers, I don't know why I was using them. Let me get my other tweezers. I've got quite a few tweezers. I can see Swindon bin men merch coming. Right, okay. I want to carry on because I've got the holder now. Hang on, I'm not even on the microscope. I'm bad at this live thing. Let me put it in the holder. Right, let me focus in. It was this one. Right, let me clean up that pad. Where's my wick? Have a bit of flux. Did that resistor drip? Was that me that knocked that? Probably it was. This is the problem, what's happening. I keep trying to do one thing and then damaging the others. Right, let's get rid of this. I love how fast this solder station heats up. By the way, I'm not listening to NanoFix's advice here. I should do. I haven't cut the wick off. I've got it on the whole roll heating up. But we're going to send it. Now, I did actually want to try using the solder paste. I don't know if that's going to be any good for a chip like this. You're doing well. Good work, mate. It's just repetition and practice. Yeah, and I appreciate if I do it on here live, people can give us some good advice. I've just pressed something on my multimeter there. I think I ended up gaining my heat sense when I end up in difficult situations where the wick couldn't unstick itself on a big ground plane. Yeah, I think by me making mistakes, I will learn more. So let me just try and tin up these pads with a bit of the solder from the paste here that I've got. This is like 180 degrees. Probably far too, oh, it's coming out far too quick. That's made a bit of a mess. See if I can scrape some of that off. What's chat saying? Good evening. I came to see the stream before I go to bed. I really appreciate that, Venture. True. Thanks for stopping by. Quickest way to find a relationship between my hot air station and the PCBs I worked on. Now, place the IC, tack one corner, and then the opposite could just drag solder it. Okay, it's a bit late now. The chat's a bit delayed from what I'm doing. Sorry. That was a great wicking video NanoFix did. It was, yeah. I also see Lapfix was having a on his last port swap. He's been using this technique with the wick as well. I knew that wasn't going to happen. Been there, done that before. Take a tooth stick for such work off. Yeah, solder paste is messy, leads to bridges and solder balls all over that causes shorts. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't use the solder paste then. Maybe I should just use the wick. Sorry, the normal solder only. Yeah, I don't really like that. But you never know until you try things. It does give us nice shiny pads though. I don't know how easy it is to clean off. Yeah, it's going to leave a mess everywhere, that. That's terrible. Let me try and clean that up. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But let's put the IC back on now we're here. This is just a practice. Right, can see what we're doing. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. Let me put some flux down. Sorry, I'm not good at reading the chat. I'll have a catch up in a minute. I'm not good at multitasking. Right. Let me see if that's going to flow nicely into place or not. I can see I've got a bridge already up here. So, curious if that'll clear it, and I've knocked that as well. See if I can adjust that capacitor as well. Get back home. Okay, come away. I'm not going to put the alcohol on it now. I'm going to let it cool down as suggested. But I'm going to have to kind of drag solder that bridge out, I think. Let's catch up with the chat while that's cooling down. So we got exactly mistakes make you better, Claw. That was a great week. I've got some. Grandpa's Bench. Welcome to JFix followers. I appreciate that, mate. I really appreciate the support. Thank you very much. That means a lot. You're now another bin collector. I knew that was going to happen. Been there, done that before. Yeah, I think that solder paste makes a real big mess. Picotronics. Paul Chambers. Thanks for dropping by. The solder paste has a lot of flux, so that means I don't really need to add additional flux, right? Yeah, don't worry about being late. It was just a random stream. I was just going to solder, so I thought I'd turn on the stream as well. I didn't know if anyone was going to join. MacGyver as well has become a member. How many people have become members? This is crazy. I tried to make it as cheap as possible, like 99p was the cheapest I could set it to be a member, so people can join and get like the emotes and react on there, and they get the little JFix logo. So the 99p one was the cheapest that I could set it to on there. Dry your paste out so not so runny. Yeah, the paste though isn't coming in like a tub, it's actually like in the tube, so I don't really know how to dry that out. Swindon's waving again. With such a big IC, you can solder one IC leg, just the IC properly. Yeah, the IC is big. Now while it's hot, drag solder the bridge away. Yeah, I can't catch up because the chart is quite delayed from what I'm doing, so I've already done it before I read the chat, but I'll do it. I was going to do that anyway, so let me try and drag solder it, even though it's heated up a bit now. We'll see. It's come loose in the board holder. 1 second. Right, we're going to bridge it there without a flux, I think. Let me just put a little bit more on there. And here we go. Let me just rotate it to get a better working angle. I mean, I don't know if that's going to stick to the iron or not. Do I just keep dragging it all the way along? Spread it over? I think that's worked, hasn't it? Yeah. Have I got any bridges that side? Yes, I have. That first one's bridged. Let me try and see if I can clear that. I didn't put any flux on this side. That might help on this side. You can tell the board's hot because that flux is just liquefying straight away. I just can't clear it out of there. Do I need a little tiny bit of wick? Yeah, I think that's got it. There we go. I think we're clear on both sides. Right, it doesn't seem too hot now, so if that chip's cooled down, we'll clean it up. It doesn't matter, it's just a junk board, but we're practicing the techniques. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's catch up with the chat. You make the work, we make the community, give you tips. Thank you, appreciate that. It's a privilege to be part of the team where we can get help when needed. Yeah, this community is fantastic. Everybody helps each other out, and I love being part of it as well. Take the wick and the flux for putting out the bridge. Yeah, I've got the bridge out now. At first, flux the bridge, then put the wick and solder. Nice, mate, good job. Hey, Chris F's given me a trophy, thank you. Nice, you cleared the bridges nicely. Alright, I'm feeling more confident. I'm getting more confident. So that one, I wanted to practice something really small. I think the smallest thing that I've got on this board is over here. I've got these little capacitors or resistors. Not sure what they are. Let's see if I can remove one of those. So 450, 50 degrees. I think that seems to be working for me. Do we need flux and more leaded solder just to remove that? Or should I be able to take that out? Or we could do a say hello to my little friend. Let's try and get it out. Just be patient with it. I'm sure this is going to come out fine. It's just the capacitors is where I really struggle to put them back on. Here we go, we're out. So, come away with the air. I'm going to hold it. Let's heat it up. And I'm going to try Andy's method where we tack it down like this, let go, and then we come in for a reflow. Right, coming away with the hot air so it doesn't blow away. Holding. Keep holding. Right, hopefully that's tacked down. So now we'll flux it up and come in for the reflow. And I'm hoping that's just going to jump into place. And if it's tapped down, yeah, I think that's it actually. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah. I think that's good. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's like a little daughter board mounted on there, so I shouldn't have gone knocking that. Doesn't matter. As I say, it's just a donor. Chat check. You're doing very well, mate. Keep it up. I really appreciate that, and thanks for watching. Resistors are normally with black body. Yeah. We have picture. iPad and iPhone boards are a perfect way to question your existence. Yeah, because everything's small. Take away flux before soldering. Doesn't matter if air station or solder. Always use flux before. Okay. 31 watching. You're doing brilliantly, keep it up, nice. Fixed. Solder the sandwich board back. It's practice, yeah, let's do it. First we've got to get it off because it's still hanging on with a couple of legs. Should I solder that with hot air, or would you like me to solder that with a soldering iron? I'll take it off with the soldering iron. Easy does it. Right. Whatever you're comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with anything. I'll have to finish the stream. I don't even know how these things solder on. Let's have a look underneath that. Oh, there's nothing there. Okay, so it's just tacked on those pads. I think I'll just go with the soldering iron then, with that. At least I can get it lined up, and if it's out of alignment, you can come back in and just solder that one leg. Okay. Well, flux. The only issue is with you doing flux is that the cleanup. It's annoying having to clean everything up. Don't like cleaning. Sorry, keep knocking things out the way. Here we go. Let's put a bit of fresh leaded on there then. I'll grab it from this side. Yeah. Now it is it wonky? No, I think it's fine. Let's go with an opposite corner then. And that should make it straight. I can put a bit of pressure down on the board as well. Okay. And let's tap these ones. Ooh. You can feel the heat flowing there. I don't know if that's all one pad or not. Not that it really matters on this practice. Yeah, maybe they are all one pad. Okay. Yeah, that's going well. That's on there. Chat check. You could try both methods on that for practice. MacGyver's found the thermal cam. The lifted pad would be a great excuse to use solder mask and patch it up. If you take out the component, then clean the pads. Okay, yeah, replace the solder. So, is your emoji a P2 Pro? Do you have one? I've not seen one before. No, I don't know if I've got a P2 Pro. I haven't got a thermal camera. He makes it really good. The pads are swimming in solder. Every castle has a trench just outside, like a pro. Right, what do you want to see now? Should we do more practicing on this board? Should we do practicing on something else? Or should we work on the board that I want to work on? Let me move this microscope out the way. Because I really want to get this laptop fixed as well. Because I've got 20 laptops that I've bought that are all sat there waiting to be repaired. But I don't want to start another laptop if I haven't finished this one. So I really want to get it started. Even if it's a no fix, then I can move on to the next ones. So, should we have a go at this laptop? I'll show you where we are with it. We're ready for repair. The community are ready. I don't think you can be ready for this one. Okay, so I can't even remember where I got to on this one. Ah, yeah. So the UB4100 I've already reflowed. That was the one that was causing the short circuit. So that one's okay. In the video last time I did the UB5, not UB40. UB5, that one's flowed in place. As I reflowed that one, the port, the USB-C port, fell out here. Right, since then I did do a board inspection after that video, and we've caused more damage because here's the USB-C port, and if I zoom in, let me get you quite far in. Can anyone spot the mistake on there? I'm sure you can see what's happened if I've zoomed in there. Tell us the history of the board. Okay, I've already done the videos on it. It's the board that I've done, the Lenovo, but it's USB-C charging only. The board, you plugged it in and it negotiated 19 volts, but it wouldn't turn on. When I checked the 3.3 for the power button, the voltage wasn't present. I only had a 0.7 on that voltage rail. So what I did was I checked where the LDO came from, but the 3 volt always on the same chip was shorted to ground with a dead short. So I traced that back to a component that I'd shifted, and I didn't carry on diagnostics after that, because then I noticed that components all over this board had been shifted out of place. So I don't know if the board's been on a preheater and then been knocked or what's happened, but all over the board we've got shifted components. So I was just trying to get them back aligned again. Can't see. Oh, okay. There we go. Sorry about that. My vision for the OBS is off to the side, so now you can see on there where the fault is. Hopefully that just gives you the brief history of the board if you hadn't seen the videos, and I'm sure you can probably see where the fault is now. This is a caused fault from me. So it looks like it's on these data lines from the USB-C port up to here. It goes through these, must be like a filtering capacitor or something, and this one is gone. So I had a look around, and here's my box of bits. I've got my USB-C port, and I've got two components here. Oh, this was the chip as well that went flying. I managed to find that. And then I've got this little guy. So I don't know if this I don't know if this is the right one or not, because I found various things and I managed to knock another resistor off and somehow solder a diode in the place where the resistor was supposed to be. I can't even pick this thing up. It's so small. Let me zoom up because I can't even see it in the box now. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Must be under the USB port. Where's it gone? Unless it's fallen into the USB port. Are you there? Is that it? This is the problem. Things are too small for me. Right, I don't know where that's gone. I deliberately put them in this little green box so I wouldn't lose them. I only picked it up and it dropped back down here. Okay, what a mess. Components are missing. A filter. 4 missing. Oh, 1, ignore me. Dreams, thanks for joining, mate. Back to TV to watch, can't see on the phone. You can desolder one of them 3, measure it and replace it with the same. Check the filter with resistance mode. Okay. So, my question is, can we measure this in circuit? Because I do have these that was recommended by somebody on Andy's stream. which I've not had a chance to use yet. Should we ever go with these? These are the Zoye MD1 LCR tweezers. Let me zoom in a bit. So I don't know, is it a resistor or a capacitor? It's these ones here. So that one is saying, let me see if I can hold it up so you can see. Let me measure one of those. So I can see the microscope and hopefully you can see capacitance. Yeah, it's jumping around. Oh, it's gone to resistance mode now. So here we go, 29 ohms, kilo ohms. That's not right. I'll tell you what I can do. I can check the schematic on that one. Let's see if I can share my desktop with you. Because I do have a schematic for the board. Now where's our USB-C? It's going to be here. Hopefully you can still see me on this, still see what I'm doing here. Okay, so it's the first one on that row. This CB53. Does that tell me what it is? 10 volt, 22U. So it looks like that is a capacitor then. Or was it this one? Let me try and get the schematic and the microscope up at the same time. Then we can probably check if that's possible. Okay, here we go. No, we can't do that right now. So it is the first one, not the second one, after that filter thing. The first one here, so it's a, I don't have any capacitors, so we need a 22U. So what should I do with that? I probably have to order some capacitors, or should I try and find one, maybe on that little donor board that I was working on? Yes, in circuit, why not? Yeah, I tried that. So we know it's a capacitor, so I'm set on auto mode now. Could probably change it. Can I change it to resistance? Here we go, we are capacitance. So we can probably just confirm that measurements now. Yeah, 22, okay, 22 nanofarad, 0201. Let me just come in with the microscope again. I wonder if we can measure one of the other ones and confirm that is 22 nanofarad. See, I'd get a different measurement on there. If I could show you that at the same time. Oh, in fact they do look different though. They're bigger on those data lines, so let me measure this one next to it. So it should be 22 nanofarad according to Dreams, and that's measuring 211 nanofarad. So I want to check the schematic or the board view. (22U). So is that 220 nanofarad or 22 nanofarad? 220. Okay, well, either way, I haven't got one of those, I think. So I'm not going to be able to do that now. That's in range, yeah. Because you mess in circuit, you have to be a little bit tolerant. Yeah, I got that. Alright, I've got more things I can do on this board, because let me show you this little gem. No, sorry, we're on the other side of the board again. Realtek chip here. Is that the one I've done? No. That one, to me, is off. PU2. Let me zoom in on that one to get a good look. And that, and the customer that sold me this, the seller, he said that it stopped charging. That's the BQ chip, so surely that's the battery management chip. That's not on the pads, look at that. It's right down off there. So I'm going to remove that now. I've done a bit of practice, and take off the solder and put some nice leaded solder under those pads. I'm going to reflow that one, yes Vulcan. Let's do that now. I really want to get this one done, and hopefully nothing falls off the board. Let's go. 450/50, wasn't it? Yeah, that's what we're set to. What about the small board? Maybe there you can find a 220. Alright, I'll have a look. I'll just work on what I can work on easily, and then we can mess around searching for things if we need to, because I've got a few more bits on this board. I'm just wondering about the alignment of this chip as well. Should have checked that before covering it with flux. Right, let me keep it steady and move it over there, then we can check the alignment. Can't see anything now with too many reflections. Right, while it's still hot, I'm going to quickly get in with the solder braid. Where's the solder braid? Under the phone. Here we go. Chop a bit off. Right, I've just cut off the saturated bit. Here we go. Let's wick this away. Right, I want everybody to be on component watch here. If I knock anything, let me know. So it's quite possible. I think that's got it all. I'll move it from the centre ground as well. That looks alright. Good evening, bro. Yeah, Symbol Tech, it is the same board. I've been doing a bit of practice soldering on another board first, if you've just joined, and now I've moved over to doing back onto this board again. So I'm trying to do this QFN chip at the moment. BQ chip normally for charging, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I haven't looked at the schematic, but the board's got a problem with charging, and that BQ chip's sat like that. So did you fix the USB port? No, we've not done that yet. It's on the list. Seller baked it in the oven and hope for the best. Yeah, that's a possibility. On the board you have an arrow showing pin 1. Yeah, I just couldn't see anything because of all the flux on the board. So is it pin 1 under there? That's pin 6, I think. Is that pin 17 or pin 1? Oh yeah, so that's pin 1 up there, so we know. How the hell are you, man? Was he working in a bakery? Now flux, hot air, and make the pads fine. Okay, I've already cleaned the pads up. You could take a snapshot of the area with your microscope before wicking, and then have a reference if you knock anything. Yeah. To be fair, if I'm struggling, I do have the schematic and I have the board view, so I can get to everything. I'm quite lucky in that sense with this board. M. Blair, welcome, mate. He's been on vacation or holiday. Have you been anywhere nice, mate? Everybody thought you were sick, yeah. Right, I'm going to put some solder on the pads. I'm going to move that up there. Right, would you retin just the pads here, or would you remove the solder from the chip and retin it there as well? Don't know if that would be a good shout or not. Let's go. Flux. By the way, my soldering iron has been on 350 all the time for this, so seems to be working quite well at 350 so far. Solder's not taking on those pads. Try and feed a little bit in as we do it. That big ground pad's sucking up the heat. I can feel it. It's not putting anything down on these pads. Do I need to go higher on the soldering iron temperature? I'm just ending up with a huge ball in the middle. Nothing is going on those pads there, but I've got a big ball there. And check chat. Clean the board, flux. Fair play, man. See you on your phone. Raise your iron temp. Okay, so clean the board, more flux, raise iron temp. Okay. Let's go. We've just got a massive ball of solder in the middle of the chip. Clean the board. We're trying every suggestion. Board should be clean. We're going to apply the flux. And higher the temperature, so I go from 350. What do you think for 390? Is that good enough? 350 is too small. Okay, so I'm 390. We'll go up in steps just to see what we need. I can go up if we need to. I can also have the option of applying a bigger tip if I wanted. Oh, I can see that's working better already. It's going onto the pads now. Take a bit from here. Can I spread it over there? Yeah, I think this is going to be quite hard to solder. Right, I'm going to have to wick some of that away though, because that's a crazy amount in the centre there. The chip's going to sit too high. I don't like that, it doesn't look clean. Let's leave the iron on longer. Yeah, it's not the greatest. I'm going to clean the tip. The big solder blob will steal all the heat you provide. Yeah, thanks Angelo. And stay away from the ground pad. Add a little bit more flux. Okay. I'm just going to try and get it off in the middle and then just go around the edges then. Where's that wick gone? Here it is. let me go up a temperature again at 400 for the big ground pad. Let's go to the fresh bit of wick. Okay. I think it's alright. Maybe 400 it is. Right, let's just try and go around the edges. Okay, should we clean that up and have a look how that looks? I'll leave it a little bit. You can do 440 to 450 with this big board. Okay, that was a lot more than I thought, so we can go up higher if we need. So when some strange things have been repairing, yeah, the tennis ball machine video was quite fun this morning. Hopefully it'll be easy pizza if that new battery fixes it. I do want to clean it while the flux is still a little bit warm. Don't want to leave it too long. Right, I need to know if that's good enough to try and solder the chip on, or do we need more solder on those pads? Try it at more of an angle. Here we go, we're focusing in. Is that good enough to try and solder the chip on? Because we could go around it after it's soldered on the edges. I'll take your advice on that one. Send it, JFix. Add more solder. Okay, two different opinions. More solder, more solder. Okay, we've got one for send it and one for, and two for more solder. So more solder's winning. I want to try and keep as many people happy as possible. Yeah. More temperature. Give it a lick. I am hungry. 420. Someone said 450, didn't they? 450, here we go. I'm wondering if the other tip that I had, the J tip, might be better for this, because this one, you can see, it's kind of going onto that other pad at the same time. It's not applying the heat just where I want it. I cleaned all the flux off. I need more flux to add more solder. This is the problem I have. I keep ended up cleaning it, fluxing it, cleaning it, fluxing it. Soren will have fixed 3 or 4 laptops on a live stream by the time I've just soldered one chip. I mean, it looks a little bit better. I'm more worried about it building up on the middle again. What about that? Is that enough? Perfect. Need a way more pointed tip. Yeah, you'll get used to it. Well, let me show you the other tip, because I've not used that yet. It's a good chance to give it a go. Okay, this is my other tip. It's a J tip, and it's probably too big. I'm not sure, but it might give me more control. Let me zoom in, because I could come in like this. Do you think that would be better? Because I heard somewhere it's best to have as big a tip as possible to use for the heat transfer. but I've got the 245 iron, and these are like the kind of the smallest tips you can get for that. I think I might need the is it a 210 iron, the one in between, because the other one I've got is a 115, I think, and they're tiny little bits on them. Oh, John Jean Mark, thanks for joining, mate. I've just realised I've got 37 people watching. Do you have a knife tip? I do have a knife tip, yeah. Let me show you that. Alright, let's do a tip check. I'll show you the tips that I've got, and you can choose. Let me go overhead for this. I've been collecting some tips, and these are the ones that I've got. So I can tell you straight away that this thing is useless. I'm not going to use that. That says that's the one that came with it. Ixon C2451030, and that's just like a, I don't know what they call that. Is it a conical tip? But it's terrible. It doesn't hold solder on the end of it. So these are my other choices that I've got. Try and hold it steady. So I've got this smaller J-tip actually that came with it, but again, it's terrible. It just like kind of burnt on the end, and it doesn't hold solder. But it's the Ixon one as well that came with the station, and probably if I got a JBC version of exactly the same tip, it'd be fine. But I can't really get on with that at all. And again, it's a similar situation, because I know the knife tips are good and I see people using them, but my one does not perform like them. I probably need a JBC one. You can see it just kind of like gets burnt out on the end. Maybe I just used a high temperature. I could probably try and clean it up, but I don't really get on with that one. Buy some JBC tips. I've got the chat on the computer now, hang on, I can read this properly. 210 knife or J-tip, but I only have the two, all of these are 245 bits that I've got here. Yeah, bin that. Yeah, I need a bin amount for that one. Where's the bin men? I'll go for the knife tip. Do you have any tip tinner? Tip tinner. Maybe. Not that I can quickly get. So I've got the one that I was just using is a smaller version of this bevel, which these seem to hold the solder nice on the end of them. This one I got is like a special one for, let's see if it'll focus, for through holes. It's kind of got like a notch in there, so I've been saving that one for doing the through hole components. Now I've got this one is the Mito one, and this is quite good actually. It's like a little chisel, so it's kind of like a knife tip, but it's not the angle. You kind of have to be straight at that. But I've never tried this one, so I think I'd like to try that J-tip. Doesn't matter, that one is best. Bin. These are for taking solder from the pad. Knife is best. Yeah. As I say, I've only got these and I can only work with what I've got at the moment. Once I find the right tip that works the best, I was just going to buy the JBC version of it, but I don't want to waste my money buying expensive JBC tips and then it'd be rubbish and not the one that I really need. So I need to know exactly what size I want before I buy the JBC ones. Let me see if this tip takes any solder. It's not registering on the cartridge yet. No tool and cartridge are needed. Did I insert it right? No. Now it's in. Important information. During testing, the tip will heat up momentarily. Do not operate. Hang on, let me just show you what I'm seeing here. Has my face cam paused? Why has that happened? Yeah, we're back on. Yeah, I was just going to show you the solder station. Please select handle mode. So with T245, T210 or T115. So that's T245. Okay, I think that's done it. Yeah, so let's knock that down to 400. See how the... Is it 400? Yeah. See how the J-tip gets on with the 400, I think. Right, let's go back to the board. Okay, let's go under the microscope then. Sorry, I'm in my own world here. I forgot about the chat. Let's just see what everyone's saying. Yeah, bin. Knife is best. Okay, let's go. It's steaming for the first time. It seems to take solder. So that's a good start. Are we focused? No, we're focused. A bit too much solder, I think. Okay. Actually, if I'm more precise with it, I think that's okay. Borrow a bit of you. Okay, I'm going to wick away that. It's harder to wick away. I'm not sure where the heat spot is on this. Is it at the end of the tip or in the middle? We just centre that. It's struggling. Looks like it's just burning the flux. I think I was better off with the tip I had before. My friend used flux and I've got flux on there. Yeah, we'll try more. We're not stingy. Electro rep. Hang on. If you're ever around Watford, pop in and I can help you with the soldering skills. You can give me some tips on how to make better YouTube videos. I really appreciate that. I will definitely stop by because I need all the tips I can get. I don't know about making better YouTube videos though. I'm alright at making videos, but I'm not sure about the live streams. It's the worst without flux. Put some flux in and don't put much on the centre pad. Don't put too much on the centre pad. Sometimes hot air along with the iron helps. Alright, let's go with some hot air then. See what that does. This is starting to get painful now. I wonder if we could wick that away in the centre with the hot air. While it's heating, I'm just trying to cut a bit off with the other hand. Yeah, I've got a bit of braid. It's got some heat in. Let's get that J-tip back. Oh, my braid's breaking up. Nah. Yeah, it's becoming a mess. I've put a lot of flux on there. Right, come on. Let's have you away. Oh no. Oh. Hang on. What's that? No. Come here. Come here. I've probably cooked that on the end of the iron. Right, where did that come from? Where did that come from? We got a runner. Right, that's going in the green box, full of components that have fallen off. I've still lost that other one. I don't know how things go in the green box, don't stay in the green box. Oh, F1 Lab, thanks for joining, mate. Right. You've not joined a very interesting stream, I'm afraid, because I'm struggling here. I've just knocked off a cap somewhere. And I'm not sure where, but I can't see anything, it's too dirty. I'm going to have to clean it up. Does anybody know where that capacitor came from? What's here? Could it be here, possibly? This. Put the component on a tape. Ah, yeah, okay. Well, it's in there. I think it's safe for the moment. It's actually quite a big cap compared to the other one. Actually, it's not soldered too bad. The solder has come on the pads here. But I think I'm better off with the other tip that I was using. I'm going to remove that J-tip. Right, we're back with the other tip. Let me go overhead so you can see what I'm doing. Just trying to sort this tip out. Yeah, that one's working again. Yeah, it's working. Let me put some more flux on. I'm just going to be really careful not to go in the centre. Bit more flux. I almost wish I'd tried to reflow this with the factory solder now. I don't know why the pads are sticking together like that. I'm sure there's enough flux on it. 400 degrees. But that middle solder's getting in the way and that chip's not going to sit down. Definitely need some wick on there again. I'm going to keep the braid on the thing because it all frayed apart last time. Let me just keep the braid on the reel. Microscope cam. Oh, sorry. Be careful with the pads, you've written them off. I don't like the mechanic solder, I think it doesn't flow that well. Please be careful always, flux. We have the temperature for 400. Yeah, 400 degrees is the temp. And I think Andy might be right. It just doesn't seem to be flowing that well. That's the feeling that I'm getting. I'm going to clean it up just so I can inspect it well. Do you think it's okay if I try and solder that chip on there now? This is okay. Alright. Thanks, David. I'm going to try it then. Here's the chip. So, pin 1. I'm going to try and clean the chip because I can't remember. Just want to confirm that that is pin 1. I think I kept it in the same position. It's really hard to see. Can't see any markings on it. Problem is it's going to go flying if I... The flux is not coming off it. Go for it. The solder will create some balls and you can wick it if you touch it up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the way that it was. I can't see the markings. Oh yeah, yeah, the writing, I think it was going that way. I can just see the writing now. Yeah, is that pin 1 there? Yeah, I think I've seen the dot. And pin 1 is here on the board, so that must be correct. Right, I'm going to send it. So we'll put plenty of flux down. I'll have to do a big clean up after. I'm going to hold it and make sure this does not blow away. I can see the ring light in that flux. Right, let's go. Right, I'm going to roughly get it in place. So we're going to try and get it on and then go for a reflow after. Just want the pads to liquefy. I'm hoping it's sitting down. I think because it's quite a big chip. You just take the air away. I'm not sure if it did liquefy or not. Yeah, it did. That's on there. So let's go again with the flux and go for a reflow and see if it will, surface tension will hopefully bring it into place. A bit more flux. Going in for a reflow. I'm not holding it with the tweezers now because I'm hoping that it's going to stay on the board, and maybe give it a little nudge if it needs it. It definitely needs to come over this way a little bit. It's not quite solidified yet. Okay. Don't want me... No, it's gone again. Let's be patient with it. Gonna grab hold of it. Right. Let's take it away again. Right. And now reflow. I think that's looking lined up. Okay. I'm not going to clean it. I'm going to let that chip cool down, as suggested before. And then we can inspect that and see if I need to go around it with the iron. I think that looks like it's in place. Looks perfect. Thanks, Andy. Chris F, number 1. Don't want to create an air vector for it to ride. What's this? My friend put the flux on the board, not at the component. Okay, so put the flux on first. I've got you. So many things to remember. Put the tweezer tip in the centre of the ring light and let the tweezer's tip weight do the job for you. Okay, so you think it needed some pressure to push the chip down? Now push it. Don't want to create an air vector for it to ride. Yeah, because I didn't know if it was going to ride. The component you take at the tip is kneed at the board. I have scrolled back to see it. It's the number of the 25. So yeah, you're saying that that component was here. I'll solder that back on in a minute then. Is that a mini bridge to the top right? Up here? Between those two? I think that might be flux. When I clean it up I can inspect it properly. Grandpa's bench, well done, thank you. Let me get that component soldered back on then. Let's go to the magic box. Here it is. Right. Need another tweezer now. I mean, this might be cooked now. Which way is top and bottom? I know it doesn't matter, but I think it must have come off that way. It looks burnt. Should I measure it first? I think he meant a mini bridge on the chip. Yeah, I'd imagine there is a bridge on the chip. I'll check it when I clean it. No, the cap is fine, don't worry. Okay. If you think that cap's fine, then we'll go for it. I'm going to put a bit of fresh solder on those pads, I think. Some leaded solder. That'd make sense. Just a tiny bit. Okay. I don't know how to put this in place now because everything's so sticky. Trying to get around the side. Might have to clean it all up first. It's just everything is too sticky here. But I know if I use the hot air, it's going to melt. I never knew soldering was going to be this difficult. I'm probably making it more difficult than it needs to be. Right, let me get the hot air on there and hopefully that will solidify. I'll heat the board first and see if I can get those pads shiny and then come in with the component. I think BO Geek suggested that. And he's got a great channel. Unfortunately it is Polish and I can't really understand much of it, but I'm wondering about tacking one side with the soldering iron. Always clean the tweezers, yeah, okay. Let me get something to clean them with. Got a bit of cloth here. Let me clean the tweezers properly. It's clean, 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 those soldering. How did you decide to start repairing electronics? Did you study electronics at college or university? No, I just spend all my time watching repair videos. And yeah, I just decided, and especially I watched quite a few people streaming and I really enjoyed it and just started getting involved in the community, so I wanted to just get into it as well. That's probably just burnt flux on the cap. Submerge it in flux. Submerge the cap in flux. Okay. I don't know which soldering station you have, shows 400, but the irons are not hot at all. Take the iron with the hot air, it will spring out. Jay thinks you'll get the hang of it, just to practice. Okay. My tweezers are cleaned. I've forgotten where I was now. That's where I want it to be. So we're saying submerge it in flux, and we're saying the soldering iron's not getting hot enough. Well, the soldering iron at the moment is 400 degrees. But I don't know, last time I actually had to knock it down in temperature. It was too hot, so I don't understand. Submerge it in flux. Okay, let's do that. I think I was gonna tack it on, but I think I might just, I'll try and hold it down with this and then come with the hot air. Well, there might be, no. It's submerged. I'm picking up more rubbish, let me clean again. It's really hard to get the hang of this. What's all this coming from? Is this burnt flux? Don't know where all this is coming from. Right, let's try and get it like this. I'm coming in with a hot air. I need to try and do it like this because every time I touch it, it moves in the wrong place. If I can do it like this without it blowing off, I think I'll be alright. I'm going to catch up with what chat's saying in a minute. I just can't tell if the components are liquefied or not. I don't know how to tell that. Maybe if I bring the microscope into the middle. See, I want to give it a nudge while the air's on it, but I know it's going to go flying. Take the air away. I can't even see where the pads are. I think it's there. I'll just reflow it again. Okay, I'm going to let that cool down and then I can clean everything up and we can check for shorts properly. Try turning the board so you can work sideways of the cap instead of from top and the bottom, if that makes sense. Yeah, I could have rotated the board. That's too late now. Use low air pressure. Okay. When it starts to drift, lift the hot air away and keep pointing it. Another capacitor went to the solder. Oh, we've got max power joined. Thanks for joining, mate. I've seen you max power on the bad caps forum, so I'd appreciate everything you do. Kimi, mechanic solder works well. You need a smaller gauge wire. So you're saying SX862 and I've got HXT100, so I'm not convinced about this solder. It's not connected to the upper pad. Maybe it's showing 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's definitely saying Celsius on there. Maybe I need one of those things to test the temperature. Don't move the nozzle, point and shoot. Nearly 2 resistors, 000 at the bottom. Did you use low melt solder, 138 degrees? So it says, no, this isn't low melt solder. I don't think so. This is HXT100, so maybe somebody can look at what that is. I'm sure it's the same that Andy uses. I don't think it's low melt solder. I do have some low melt solder. This is 63 tin, 37 lead. A cap has moved at the bottom of the screen. Yeah. Where have you come from? I'm making things worse here. I'm going to clean it so I can. It's loose on the board here. Nearly 2 resistors, 000 ohm at the bottom. Yeah, I can see them here. Oh, I can see the pad. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, let's try and do that now. I'm just going to clean my tweezers again because they're getting sticky. Thanks, guys, because I didn't see that. I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing, and it's hard to see other things. Let me get ready to take this off. Yeah, take the air away. I'm just going to go and see if I can put this straight back on the pad. Right, let me go directly down on it and see if I can do it without blowing it away. Hopefully that'll go back into place. I think that's on there. Oh, I've just tombstoned it. It's alright. I'm going to hold it down. Okay. Sorry about this. This is painful for me. So I'm sure it's painful for you to watch. Oh, they're all moving. Right. I just want the surface tension to try and bring them back in. Oh, that's looking good. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Oh, Claus looked it up for me, thanks. The HXT100, 55 grams, mild rosin core, 183 degrees, yeah. I think that's what's recommended. I've learnt a lot from Lewis Rossman. Hot air from directly above should stop things from being blown away. Yeah, that's what I was just trying directly from there. It's hard when I'm trying to look at the screen just to get it down, because especially I've got the coming in at an angle to get under the microscope with the angled nozzle. Mine is SX862 solder. as I almost right. Yeah, so maybe my solder is different to yours then. If yours is the SX862, because mine's the HXT100. Looks like the right pad is missing some solder. Okay, I need to clean it up and we can check everything. We'll have a good inspection. I'll be really pleased if I can just get this area done at least. The brush is even getting gunk. Oh, look at all this. This is all from the wick. That's what was getting in the way. I really need to clean this up well. I'll take cotton buds, because we know we've got a lot of them. Let me try and rotate and clean. I would also like to confirm I'm on pin 1. Yeah, we're cleaning it up now. It's coming. I don't like the toothbrush actually. It seems to spread the flux around a bit more. Okay, let me see if I can get a better view. I'm going to come up and we're going to look at an angle. So this one was the one that I knocked. Well, probably all of them. They look alright. The legs from there look like they're soldered. Okay, but there's a bit of flux on there. It's making it all shine. Let me get in the corner with the toothbrush. Okay, I can see the pin 1 now coming to life. The dots there lining up, that's good. Sorry, I keep knocking the scope. I need to get in those edges with the toothbrush so I can really see if they're soldered. And look for any bridges. If there's any bridges, I'll try and clear them out with the iron now. Right, let's inspect again. That looks good to me. No bridges. Next side. Can't tell. Why is there so much stuff on there? It looks like I need to clean it more. We'll just check the chart, see if you spotted anything that I haven't. Clean with paper towels. Okay. Oh, Chris, thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate that. Hi, boys. Mechanic nano cleaning sponges work great for cleaning the flux up. And come along with alcohol and clean while the board is warm. Okay, let me show you something actually. I'll have to go away for a minute. Be back in 1 second. Ta-da! I've actually just got those mechanic nano cleaning sponges. I've not used any of them yet. I was saving them just to do a little video on some of the new things I've got on AliExpress, but as we need them, we might as well unbox them now and set them up. So this is a glass bottle container that I've got, and this is I bought to go with the sponges, so that will hopefully dispense the alcohol into there, so it's reflecting the light. So let's fill this up, and I do have a little bit of alcohol. This is isopropyl, 1 litre. I think it's like 99% anyway, so a few bottles of this. So I'll fill this up. You get quite a decent amount in there. Right, let me get the lid on that before I knock it over. Just make sure chat you can see what I'm doing there. Spec 360, how you doing, mate? Thanks for coming over here, appreciate that. Not for drinking, no, but I do need a drink. I've got something here. I've no idea how long I've been streaming for, actually. I've lost track of time now. Okay, so how does this work? These nano sponges, we just pull one out. Yay, we got one. Let me show you that. So we just dip it in here. Yeah, we've got alcohol. Okay, what I'm going to do then, bring back in the microscope. I'll switch you back over and we'll see how well these work, because I am interested. Let me not forget to switch you over to the microscope. I think I'll have to heat up the area again. Let me just get things, the flux a little bit warm. Coming from a distance, I don't want any solder to solidify. I think that might be enough. Let's see how well these work. Bring it over here as well, because I've got quite a lot. Should have had these ready when I was cleaning up. Feels nice to clean with. I can tell already that it's actually cleaned that BQ chip up really nicely. There's nothing on there, it was all sticky before. So I think that's worked. It must soak up some of it. You can use them more times, nice and shiny. You guys drive a hard bargain. What was I saying? Picked up some sponges from the dollar store. They work pretty well. Yeah, they're not these little nano ones. So let's go back to inspecting this. We're looking for bridges. Oh, you can tell it's cleaned up the board really well. Look how much clearer that is now. I can tell every pad is soldered perfect on that side. That's looking good. Let me go to this side. Where are we? Down here. Okay, there was that capacitor. I'm not that happy with that. and I'm not sure about one pin. Can you see? 1, 2, 3. This one looks a little bit weak on solder. This capacitor, I could maybe touch that up with the iron on that side. And I'm not sure. Maybe pin 3 is okay actually. I'll see what you think about that. And this side, I think this is the side we said the bridge was. That's looking weird. Can't really tell what's going on there. We need to clean that up a little bit more because that looks like quite a bit of dirt in there. Right, let me get on that side. It's funny because you can't really tell from the top. Where's my nano sponge gone? I dip that back in. We'll try and get in with it the brush as well. The bristles go under. Right, let's inspect that now. See if there's any change. I need it to dry off. Still got alcohol on there. What's it say? Spec 360. Do you have floating pin? Hang on, I'll go back to the chat. 1 second. Let me catch up with what people are saying about a floating pin. I worry about one component, number 25. Looking very good, I struggle with QFNs. Floating pin, do you have hot tweezers? Yes, I do have hot tweezers, but I've never set them up yet, but they was kindly donated to me. It's these ones, which are the Hakko FM 2023, and they've got flat blades on at the moment. And I have a station to go with them as well. This one. But I need to convert it first because it's American and it's 110. I need to convert it to 230 to work over here. Hi all. Soren will be angry watching if you clean the board. Okay, I don't know. I've got to clean it though because I can't even see if the pins are soldered without cleaning it. Hi, does he have a thermal cam? No, I don't have one yet. Where is Andy hiding? He's in bed under the sheets. I know I should be in bed as well. Clean with paper towel, then with the sponge. I don't really have any paper towel. IKEA colours. There's some solder under the ground pad, so some pins can't connect. Okay. Let's go in and let's check it. So, these pins here, can we see them now? What do you think? I think we need to be zoomed in more. Let me get right down into it. It will be a bit jerky. To be honest with you, I would say they are mostly soldered fine. Maybe just the first one. This one could do with a little bit, possibly. I think I've got one last side to check here. This side. Yeah. Not sure some of those traces are damaged actually. Have I damaged the traces? here, and here. Right, I'm gonna get this a little bit better. I'm sure that just needs tacking on that side, and we said one of those pins. I might go over that with the iron and some flux. Just run my iron down the side there. See if I can tap that down as well. This is when it all goes wrong and I start again. I'm just going to go in quite steady. Hopefully that's tapped that one down. And I can't remember which pin we said. I think it was this third one along. Yeah, I think that must have done it. Right, let's clean and inspect. Nano sponge. I think I need some flat tweezers for these sponges. Right, we'll re-inspect then. I need to know what you think about that cap. And it's hard to tell until the alcohol dries. I can't tell yet. I think I'm going to push that cap down because I'm not happy how that's standing up like that. The chat's gone off my phone, 1 second. You can see the corners of the chip have a gap. Specsavers. Electro-rep, you need to reflow it and press it down slightly and then run the J-tip around the pins. So you think I need to push the whole chip down now? We're blind. Oh no. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, I should give up with this. PU5, that's not my chip. Starting to lose the plot now. Here we go. Let me give you another inspection. I can't believe I didn't have the microscope on. So you can see, I think the pins on the chip are soldered correctly, but I still don't like how that capacitor's sitting up like that. Have you tried the wet t-shirt method? I think he's talking about getting a good night's sleep. Right, let's get this capacitor laying flat. I'm doing Andy's method now and going to go sideways. I think that will make life easier. I mean, if the solder liquefies, it should just sit down by itself, surely. No, it's not liquefying yet. 450. But I'm going to have to hold it. Right, let's see how that looks. Better? I'm happier with that. Right, I need to know, is that BQ chip soldered, or do I need to do work? Do I need to run the iron around that more? Because looking from the top it doesn't look like it. When I look from the side it does. Swindon says good. I'm not sure if he was talking to somebody else. I might just run the iron around it still. Just not that convinced on how it looks. Let's go with the iron around it just in case. And clean my tip a bit. I want to be as precise as possible with this. Okay. I think this is where the knife tip would be the best. The bridging. Oh. A little bit more flux on there maybe. Right, I think that's it. Have I got it? Knife tip, yeah, I know. I haven't got one. Only a really bad one. But if I dial in this method, I might be able to use this. We'll roll with it and see. Okay, and one last side, is it? This side. Come on, I think that's quite a good effort. Let's clean up. Where's my nano sponge? If this board ever works again, it's going to be a miracle, I can tell you that. Definitely going to have to celebrate. Right, we're going to zoom up, then I can put it on an angle and we can do a close-up. What's we saying? Now he's got it working with flux. Always move the iron in the pin's direction. Yeah, it's fine. Test it with the multimeter. Yeah, I can do that. Mean, you make a good job now, thank you. Learning fast. See, just a little practice looks a lot better. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. It's taken me enough time, but I'm getting there, I think. Again, you could also tip the sponge at the glass bottle and use it to clean. Yeah, I don't know, I'm so used to putting alcohol on the board, I was forgetting to dip it into the glass bottle, but I did that as well. I just need to, I can't see it with all the alcohol still on there. I can't do that. Just need it to dry it off. Let me see if I've got, yes, I've got a bit of sponge here, a bit of towel, but just dry it off with this. I was looking for a microfiber. Actually, that works quite well. That works really well for cleaning. Yeah, they're all soldered. They're all soldered, but the tissue's left some debris. Capacitor is looking better. Looks okay. If I can get close enough to it there. I think it's okay. Last side. I'm looking at a completely different chip now. Where am I? Here. I can get closer there, yeah. That looks fine. Any more components knocked off? I think everything's intact. Right. Oh, I've just seen David's just subscribed. Thanks for subscribing, mate. Appreciate that. I think I'm nearly spent, to be honest with you. Go to the next step, USB-C connector. Swindon fixed. Looks great. No need to test it, just send it. Eye squish, thanks mate. If you're going to bed, hope you get a good sleep. JFix, see you in the morning. Tried to get some sleep in my soaking wet t-shirt. Insert Fassbender chin meme. Good night, eye squish. Bye worms. Trust in your own judgment. If you think it's right, it normally is. Yeah. Guys, all the gear I know ideas just subscribed as well. I've just realised I'm getting notifications coming through on the screen now. Let me switch over. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody on this stream, and I'm going to have to go now because I need to have a drink, go to the toilet and have a breather before I come back to this. There's still more to do on this board. I think I might order the capacitor as well that I'm missing, or have a look for a donor for the 220 nanofarad capacitor, and then hopefully I can get everything sorted. I think there was one more component that was drifted out as well, and there was still that diode that I need to check. Need to remove that and put the resistor back that was in its place. So yeah, thanks everybody, if anybody's still here. Chris F, cheers. Zola Bud, haven't even seen you on the chat yet, so thanks for stopping by. Chris, DJ, thanks. Fulcan, bye. F1 Labs, you will make that. See you next year. We'll try and get the USB-C port on next time as well. And Grandpa's Bench, thanks a lot. And thanks for everybody for the support and the people who became members as well. Really appreciate that. Angelo, great stream, thank you. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to get some better streams. This is painful to watch. Hopefully I can do some streams actually doing diagnostics as well. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to end the stream here. So thanks everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.